It's fun. It's that kind of neat to be back and see this room has been transformed, since we built it. And even walking through the locker room right now, and just nostalgia. It's fun for me and just to see things. And I just talked to John Good's nephew, and so it's neat. It's a special weekend.
How did it feel when they announced to you that they were naming the rink?
Was
it a surprise to you? Or?
Yeah, well, very much so. I think Jack Parker had it done in Boston, and I've always felt eventually Jerry York will, Ron Mason should have already and didn't, and and Red Barons and will. So it's special. It's a great company, and the fact that it took so long to build this rink. I think I tried every conceivable plan to make it happen, and it did, and so I'm very proud of it, and to have your name attached to a part of it, is tremendous.
You have a lot of family coming up. What's been the experience like for them?
Well, it's really special for grandkids. I mean, that's probably, I appreciate it, I respect it, but to me, the fact that you can have family, my son he was actually the one who initiated this. He and Larry Heiskanen, my dear friend who passed away, and then Tom Peters, and to have your family involved in it happening, and then to have your grandkids, it's really, really neat for them, and that makes it special.
How many family members do you have with you? And
Well,
do they come over? Do they all live around here?
No, well, my son is actually just moving from Omaha to Detroit. He's here, and my daughter and her husband and 2 kids, and that's our family. So that's all we have, basically. My sister's in Stratford, Ontario, but she couldn't get here for this. But it's friends in the community. We have so many friends, great friends. And, they'll get to participate and be a part of it. So that's what you like. When we built this program, it was like, it wasn't just building a hockey team. It was building a culture and a fan base and people who would support it and make kids feel welcome. The Harvey Eight, if you ever heard about them, and it was all of that kind of mushroomed together and created the team that had that great success in those first 4 years.
Does it mean a lot that people still treat you kind of like a legend? People want your photos with you and stuff like that?
It does. I live in Chicago now, and I don't know anybody, and they don't know me. And it means a lot if you go somewhere and people say hi and coach, and everybody calls me coach. I don't think a lot of people even knew my name. So I think we worked hard to establish and to build and to involve so many doctors in town and priests. We used to follow you and thought it was a Catholic team. We had so many priests involved, and so you don't lose that. It isn't the wins, or that. And numbers mean nothing. It's people.
Do you remember when you first started the program, what your expectations were for how things might go in the first couple of years compared to the success you actually had?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was trying to model after Michigan Tech and John McGinnis. And I felt you'd get there if you could beat Michigan Tech at some time. And so you had goals. It wasn't numbers, but it was such a unique experience for me. 38 years of coaching and some national championships, and that's all really special. But putting that first team together, getting on the road, and recruiting 2 kids and 3 kids and 5 kids from one team, and getting people with the talent of Laidlaw and Waddell and Bozek and Pyle and Milky and Joyce. Great names that, some of those records will never be touched. The game's different today for sure, but, what they did was really unheard of at that time.
Do you think it's kind of appropriate that Lake State's the opponent?
Yes.
That you coach both teams?
Well, when I got called, and found out who we were playing, it's perfect. Having played at Lake Superior and starting a coaching career there, and then leaving there to come here, it couldn't be any better.
Did you get a chance to talk with Coach Patolny?
Since I got here?
Yeah.
No, but I saw him 2 weeks ago at the Hall of Fame.
From the information that what's your takeaway from him as a coach?
I don't know. See, I knew who he was. I knew of him. I'd watched him on the bench at Minnesota. I'd never even heard him talk hockey, though, until the Hall of Fame banquet 2 weeks ago. And I was impressed with the discussion that he had, with the president. And so, but I don't know. He comes from a rich hockey program that has the ability to recruit elite kids. And his test will be, as I told him, is can you get enough talent here to be successful? Because the best coach in the world doesn't win without good players. And that's the key to everything. So, time will tell.
You still keep talking? You and Walt still
Yes.
close together?
Yeah, I talk to him yesterday, and I thought Walt did a great job. I really did, and certainly it slipped towards the end. But I told people 2 weeks ago, don't ever underestimate what he's meant to this program. Like to me, he's the most important assistant I ever had. He helped create a chance for a championship in '80, and then helped build the championship in '91. And I wouldn't have left if he wasn't willing to come back when he did. And so the call I made to him to see if he would come was before I accepted the job at Michigan State. So he's very, very special to me.
Their 1980 team is going to get inducted in the NMU Hall of Fame. What do you remember from that team? What stuck out to you?
Everything. Honest to God, everything from the first game against St. Louis, getting shut out, scoring our first goal, with just over a minute to go, I think, against St. Louis, and Donnie Waddell scored from the blue line, and then beating Lake Superior, and then Mike Gaba getting hurt from Lake Superior, and them thinking that I sent somebody after him, and then the games after games, losing the triple overtime to Ohio State in year 3 that I thought propelled us in year 4 to that great, great season, and then getting out to Providence and all the fuss made over our seniors who were there after 4 years. ESPN's first broadcast was a hockey game between North Dakota and Northern Michigan in 1980, and so that's special in itself. So, I could go on with, and I'm probably closest to players from that group than of all the players over all the years.
You built a program and made it to a national championship game in just 4 years.
Right.
Did you think that it would be successful that quickly?
I really thought Marquette was special. I was here in graduate school in '71, and I always knew I would come back. I played with the Iron Rangers, and I just felt it was perfect. And college hockey was different in those days. There's so many new programs now, but I don't think anybody could have forecast that we would win 34 games, and that never happen again, and then to have the run we had. And I don't think so, but you could tell that, in that 4th year that we had a special group that was going to accomplish some good things.
With the Marquette area, last year it was named Hockeyville, and
Right.
just so much rich history of hockey here. How does it feel for you to be so closely associated and have so many, so much roots in a place like this that's just, it's all about hockey around here?
Well, you talk about memories and people, Roger Trudeau, Ryan Reapy, Chris Gobert, Jimmy Jackson. I think we had 9 players at one time on our team from Marquette, which is just, it blows your mind. And I always made such an effort to have Marquette kids because I thought it was important in creating that tie with the community. So, it isn't just Northern Michigan. Like I said, it's the city of Marquette, it's the people of Marquette, and it's the institution. So it all tied together in a positive way to create success.
Someone contacted you tomorrow and say, hey, do you want to coach again? Would you?
I miss it like crazy. I work with the Blackhawks now, and that's really a neat thing to keep me involved. And I've thought about it, and I've wondered about it. Would I actually do it? I don't know. I think in the right situation I would. I'm 70 now, so probably you shouldn't. But I don't feel that old, and I love the game. I love the scouting because I go in and I get to sit with fans and I get to talk to coaches, and I watch coaches and I watch their reactions, and it's just the game itself. It's such a special game, and I can't imagine turning down an opportunity. I don't expect one, but would I? Probably.
What are you going to take away from this night after it's all over? What are you going to remember the most?
Well, I just think it's, I worked so hard over my life to do things with respect and to build respect, and I think what's happening here tonight, is kind of a return. What I felt was a commitment. I made a decision to stay here. I turned down Wisconsin and North Dakota and Denver and Bowling Green, opportunities to leave because we were doing something really good here. And so I think it's just maybe a reward in a sense, for what we gave here and what they gave back to me, so it was a win-win in all situations, and this is like the icing on the cake.